Good evening, everybody. I'm Chris. This is Wahyu. I'm from Belgium. He's from Indonesia. And we call ourselves urban enthusiasts. For the past few months, we've been exploring our city and been taking some snapshots along the way. We started posting these to our Instagram account, donotsettle, and people seem to like it. So for tonight, we selected some images to see our city. We explored the city in different areas. And over our past 10 explorations, we walked about 160 kilometers, collected 2,500 photos taken with this iPhone and some cheap pocket cameras. We basically tried to make people see the city from a different point of view, and at this time we were on top of this building, a 30-story building, and while we were standing at the edge with some shaky legs, we already felt we were very high up, and then you look at Shanghai Tower and you see that's only 1/6 of the way up.
And this top views for vision actually has been giving us a new perspective of what is the city, like what happened in the city. Like for example, this thing, we clearly see that this kind of thing is actually class. They are in a big class with the shiny skyscraper in Shanghai. And like this thing is a very fun to see. It's the green room, an artificial green room on the right side. It just you can only see this thing when you are on the higher level. Yeah, it's just completely different if you guys are actually up the top of the building. And also, since we don't have any background in photography, and we know that already, so many people already know how to take a photo, so we instead play with our kind of creativity and having fun and fantasizing the object that we found up there. Because it's not about the photo for us, it's about what you perceive the object and what you share to the world. And
we obviously prefer a blue sky day, but that's not so common in China, so we accept that sometimes we have a very smoggy and gray afternoon, and that also gives us a very appealing effect when all these skyscrapers tend to blur together and create this urban wall. Our favorite time of the day is by far sunrise, when we wake up at 4 AM and we start walking in the city and see it slowly wake up, and then you see on top, you see the profile of the skyscrapers appear. Sometimes, however, it goes wrong, and we have to pay the price for a good image. The week before, we found this very ideal spot, and I had the brilliant idea of going back to the same spot. This was a bad idea. The result was a very long discussion with an impolite Chinese security guard and a long police car ride through the rush hour of Pudong. In the long run, it was all worth it because we had this very amazing sunrise over the city.
yeah, and a week after that incident, still under the paranoid and trauma about getting caught with a cop. So I went to the rooftop by myself again, right? And by that time, I just wanted to make it quick. And while I was taking a picture, the security guy came from far. I was like, what the heck is that going to happen again? And then from far, I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just taking a picture. I'm going down now. And he said it's just completely different. He's like, no, you go with me. I'll show you the better spot over there. I was like, what is just happening here? I was like frozen for a moment, because I don't expect this to be happening. But that made my day big time. And also we believe that who seeks so find, basically. Like we know that so many spaces in the city that haven't been explored by us. Like for example, like this thing, we know that like they do exist everywhere in the building. And it's how you actually take a picture of it and share to the world what you perceive as an architect. Because we are as an architect also encourage people to always bring the sketchbook and pen everywhere, because idea is really everywhere and your battery is not. And you can dream about your utopia or obsession of the city, looking for inspiration in any corner of the city. Because like architects don't sit, we walk, basically. And
yeah, one very important life lesson that we learned through our explorations is that when you're basically ready to give up, don't, and just give it one more go. And this picture was the perfect example of that. After walking endlessly through the empty streets in the morning, we were thinking of wrapping up, and then we basically gave it one more go and we had this shot. Along the way, we had a lot of skyline photos, and they may seem after all the same, but we tried to have 4 very distinct topics, and we will let that to you to find those topics on our Instagram account, so let us know. We also try to get our signature style that represents our Do Not Settle project. We walk away from behind the camera and stand in front of the image, and it gives the image this sense of scale, and usually it makes the image even more impressive than it already is.
Yeah, so we still have HADID content that haven't been published yet. So why don't you guys take your phone now and find us or hashtag donotsettle to share what you feel, what you see about the city you live in, because this time it's actually your turn to express new ambition of our city. And also on these 100 photographs and literacy architecture urbanism are compiled into a book that we just published a few days ago. So we hope this book can inspire and spread energy and inspire people to grow up, claim your public space, and just explore and keep moving and do not settle. So this is us.